Hi, we're Buzzword EDU. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Kristen, and today's word is sales, second attempt in learning.
And is brought to you based on our inspiration from our team meetings with all of our junior high teachers this week. It's been a really exciting week of celebration and success, and we feel really compelled to share that success with all of you today.
And so we kind of just started talking, like, how do you know that you've reached success? How do these teachers know today or this week that they reached success?
How do you measure it? Where does that even come from? So we just kind of had to step back and think about it really based upon the learning targets, based upon your comfort level with integrating technology with different 21st century learning skills. And we decided to have all of our teachers share their successes on a Padlet and then just talk and share. And from that, it was really organic, and we were able to build off of each other's ideas in a really cool way.
Yes, and some of the conversations that resonated with us and the successes, the sales, were teachers that were having their students create their own assessments through the entire unit. So the students were creating their own assessments so they could have a nice review. And also then they were sharing these amongst not just the one class, but through all 5 classes through a collaborative space.
So students were really getting the point of why they study and what they study. It wasn't simply just a checklist of, okay, I've learned this, I've taken the test, I'm done. It was something that made meaning for them and they were able to connect to, which was so cool to see and hear about.
She really empowered her students.
Another one that we learned about was a teacher using Google Sites. And he said he kind of had to get strong-armed in it by his coworker because what they've been doing for years worked. So
why change?
Why change? And then once he did change, it was totally invigorating, totally engaging all students, and he said it was so much easier than their old way. And in fact, now he's starting to use Google Sites for his own personal evaluation tool, and he's willing to put forth the time and energy and effort to do that because it's such a dynamic tool to use.
And it was amazing. He came and shared it with the whole team today, even though it wasn't complete. He still put it out there for not just his team, but for all the teams in the building and across the district. Another one that kind of stuck out to me was just how vocabulary has changed. We had this kind of little resistant teacher. She's a great teacher, has been teaching for a while, and her vocabulary in the conversations today was
incredible.
Astounding.
I've never heard her talk that way, but to feel so comfortable and use some of these 21st century learning vocabulary words just so easily and just like, oh yeah, I use Google Classroom, and in fact, I've problem solved and done it this way and that way. And now she's not just the learner, but she's teaching someone else. So really cultivating those ambassadors of learning. And you don't have to be an expert or the youngest person in the room to be successful. That was such a cool moment to see that kind of unfold in front of us.
Yes. Then we had our PE teachers share how they're using heart rate monitors and how they're not just using them just to track their heart, that they have really felt like there has been a change in these students. It's not just their athletes anymore. It's just the everyday student that may not be participating in a sport here at school or at home, and how it's really empowered them to think about their lifestyle and how they can still reach their goals. And he was so worried that maybe they compare it to others, but no, the students were taking this and making this part of their own life. They're talking about workouts that they're doing at home to get their heart rate going. So it was really cool.
So I still don't really know how you measure success across the board. But I think what's important is to have these little check-ins and to really talk about those moments where you're proud of yourself, you're proud of your learners, and you're not holding yourself up against your peers in the room, but instead you're celebrating everybody's little steps along the way. So again, it's about the process, the journey, not the end result of the journey.
Maybe it's not a second attempt in learning, but it really is a success. And by reflecting, you really can take time to celebrate and have a little sale.
Yeah. So hopefully you got something from our reflection on sales today.
Yes. Bye.
We'll see you next time.